All right, guys, I'm back with another chapter in First Samuel. We're in First Samuel chapter 27, where the header reads Saul's defeat and death, David among the Philistines. Now, this one's super short, so we're going to see if I can get anything out of it. It's only about, looks like 12 verses, so here we go. But David kept thinking to himself, someday Saul's going to get me. The best thing I can do is escape to the Philistines. Then Saul will stop hunting for me Then Saul will stop hunting for me in Israelite territory, and I will finally be safe. So David took his 600 men and went over and joined Achish, son of Maoch, the king of Gath. David and his men and their families settled there with Achish at Gath. David brought his his two wives along with him, Ahinoam from Jezreel and Abigail, Nabal's widow from Carmel. Word soon reached Saul that David had fled to Gath, and he stopped hunting for him. One day David said to Achish, If it is all right with you, we would rather live in one of the country towns instead of here in the royal city. So Achish gave him the town of Ziklag, which still belongs to the kings of Judah to this day. And they lived there among the Philistines for a year and 4 months. David and his men spent their time raiding the Geshurites, the Girzites, and the Amalekites, people who had lived near Shur, toward the land of Egypt, since ancient times. David did not leave one person alive in the villages he attacked. He took the sheep, goats, cattle, donkeys, camels, and clothing before returning home to see King Achish. Where did you make your raid today? Achish would ask. And David would reply, Against the south of Judah, the Jeremelites, and the Kenites. No one was left alive to come to Gath and tell where he had really been. This happened again and again while he was living among the Philistines. Achish believed David and thought to himself, By now the people of Israel must hate him bitterly. Now he will have to stay here and serve me forever. And that's the end of chapter 27. So, I guess this kind of confuses me. Again, I actually like the strong reflection because we still hear, as we continue to read about David, that God views David as a man after his own heart. And that is such a compliment. And to be understood by God as such, to know that God understood that David just yearned for God. He yearned for him. And so when we see these things, he's raiding, killing all these people, taking the things that they have. Why? I guess I don't understand this one. And this even says Saul's defeat and death. I imagine this is going to transcend into chapters 28 and 29 where we actually get to that, but that didn't have anything to do with Saul or his death. It just had mentioned that Saul stopped pursuing him once David found a more, a more routine place outside of Saul's land, and just looks like he stayed with the Philistines. And so I guess I'm confused by this one. This just makes it seem like David's a bad guy, or at least playing that role. It even mentioned that the people that he's attacking are people that if he continued to pursue and attack those people, that the Israelites would turn against him. He would lose favor there. And so, I guess this one kind of confuses me. I don't know the purpose of chapter 27. Yeah, because I wouldn't even say Saul's defeat and death. That had nothing to do with it. It did mention that David was among the Philistines, but that's basically it. It sounds like David's among the Philistines. He's raiding and pillaging people, which I imagine is not a good choice unless they're declared enemies, but I don't think that's the case, because if that was the case, I don't think that Achish would reflect on the fact that he would be hated by the Israelite people. It says, By now the people of Israel must hate him bitterly. Now he will have to stay here and serve me forever. Curiouser and curiouser, guys. But on that note, have a good night. God bless. I love you. Jesus loves you. And I'll be back for chapter 28 of 1 Samuel, where the header reads, Saul consults a medium. Have a good night and God bless, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.